Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with another Dying Light 2 video. Now in this video, we're going to look at a recent interview done by Timon Smektala, the lead game designer at Techland. In this interview, they talked about some of the crazy ideas for the future DLCs of Dying Light 2. So Timon was asked whether this game is going to go out there as the first Dying Light or stay a little more. To which Timon replied saying, "Don't expect that DLC will take you to space or something like that. That would maybe happen in a year 3 or 4, Smektala jokes. Then Timon says, "Our PR lady is looking at me funny for saying this because in other interviews I've said something hypothetically about Dying Light 3, but the news headlines were Dying Light 3 confirmed. So I'm not confirming that will take players to space or take players to Atlantis. We already know that Dying Light 2 first story DLC has been delayed to September, and details beyond that are thin on the ground." Later, Smektala also dropped some hints for us, so it sounds like the game is going to stay more grounded for now. For the DLC 1 and 2, they are different locations, but they're all within the same universe, the same headspace. They're connected to what's happening in the city and starts in the city of Villedor. It's all broadly the same area. Those are the new locations. That's not to say that we won't go to Atlantis or to space in the future though. We have 5 years of content in front of us and big steps defined that will take us to where we want in the 5 years. Smektala continues, "I think in those 5 years the game will have grown to be really huge. I think that's all I can reveal at this point. The game will definitely grow to get more locations and more content, but it's too early to talk about specifics. We don't want to promise something and then it takes on a new life of its own and gets taken out of context. We are cautiously optimistic. The Dying Light 2 is going to start in Villedorian locals and then spin out to, well, who knows where. Check back here in 5 years time and see how the ball Atlantis and space are for Dying Light's future." I honestly like how Timon mentions space and Atlantis and then tries to get rid of this from the conversation, but later himself hints that we might see this in future after the end of the story's DLC. Also, later Timon talks about their unannounced AAA fantasy open world RPG game. Now I've already made a video on this future game, so do check it out. The link will be in the description for that. Obviously, if you want to learn more about this unannounced game, and no, it's not Dying Light 3 like people suspected. Well, later in the interview, Timon was asked about the report from Feb 2021 stating the toxic work environment at Techland. Well, I did cover this topic back then, and well, in my opinion, I truly believe it did affect the game in some way because there were clash of ideas between the devs and the report says it all. Anyways, I have a link for that video in the description, but listen to what Timon has to say here. It's not an easy thing to answer for reasons that might surprise you. Smektala stated, "When I asked if Techland had a similar plan to make improvements to its work culture at the same time as Dying Light 2, when we read those reports, we actually felt, and it was a common feeling at the studio, that the report was extremely unfair and extremely one-sided. I think the people who took it worse were the developers, the people in the trenches making the game. We really felt that it was unjust and it was unfair, and the story didn't open the doors to the voices of developers in the studio. Basically, no one tried to listen to their stories. Like every developer and every company, hopefully we try to improve and progress and try to get more and more professional as we try to introduce processes that allow us to do things more effectively, and we'll continue to do that 100%. And guys, that was basically everything from the interview. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay human.